In this clip, Grant talks about admitted versus non-admitted insurance carriers.
I want to touch on admitted versus not admitted insurance companies.
Okay.
So what's occurred in the market once the brand carriers like Nationwide and State Farm and Allstate, kind of backed out of the market.
Yeah.
They are now starting to reemerge, I would say, in general, but they were just generally not available. There's a whole nother segment to the insurance market called excess and surplus lines. There's a lot of carriers out there. It represents nearly half the entire property and casualty insurance market in the country.
Wow.
We're talking like Lloyd's of London is kind of the
Yeah.
classic carrier. In fact, that's the carrier who started this whole insurance thing. But there's lots of those companies out there. They saw a moment of opportunity, but thankfully so, because they came into the market and became available. So now our customers can buy policies. They're not bad. They still are regulated. They still are rated by companies like AM Best, for example. Most of them have A ratings. Most of them also are part of larger insurance groups. So they'll be part of the Hartford or Nationwide
Oh, okay.
as a group.
Yeah.
And they have excellent reserves. You'll read some documentation that is kind of alarming. It makes it sound like they're not licensed in California, and if they go insolvent, you'll be left holding the bag, and that's not true. What it means is if you have what's called a non-admitted carrier, excess and surplus lines, that company is not domiciled in California
Yeah.
and not participating in the California Insurance Guarantee Fund. The good news of that is that they can be here and be available in the market and a choice for consumers. They are simply domiciled, that insurance company, in another state, Texas, Delaware, Pennsylvania, pick your state. They are participating in the insurance guarantee fund of that state. So in the unlikely event that carrier went insolvent, and if at the same time you had an unsettled claim, the insurance guarantee fund of the state in which they're domiciled will settle the claim, not the California Insurance Guarantee Fund. Okay. I've seen it once in my career, 25 years ago. Pennsylvania settled the claim. It was no big deal.
So because they're not falling under the California requirements, or they don't have the same oversight, is it possible that you may get better pricing? Or because they operate in another state, which may be less expensive to operate out of?
So there's pros and cons to it, naturally. The benefit is they can set their pricing to be profitable and be participating in the market. Mm-hmm. And the California regulators can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
The good news for that is that they're here and available, and you can, you have some choices and options, and you can get coverage. They can also change their pricing on a whim. Not during the middle of your policy period, but at renewal, they could change their pricing, and maybe that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
But again, there's probably other options. So you need to exercise your options and look for what's out there. So it's good that it's available. I think it's been very beneficial. I know it has been. And again, most people aren't familiar with this market at all. It's just they're not advertising on billboards or TV.
Yeah, exactly.
So again, the only way to really get to them is through the independent brokers.
And it just seems like that's just highlights once again why you should work with an expert in that specific field. Right? Yeah. Because if you don't sell real estate every day, you don't know the nuances of a real estate transaction. If you're not in the insurance industry every day, you don't know about the nuances of these other insurance carriers that are non-admitted carriers, but can still provide coverage, maybe a better price, maybe better coverage for what you're looking for, and in your situation could be better. And so understanding exactly what your options are from someone who knows what they're doing. I mean, it's like this story that I hear over and over again, with all these people that we're interviewing, is that you want to work with an expert in that specific industry.
Sure.
And don't trust just what you see on the news and what you read online, because there's a lot of misinformation.